Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we've got another Transformers movies to go over. We're going to be talking about Age of Extinction. But before we do, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and turn your bell notification on. So this video we are going to be talking about the fourth movie in the franchise, Transformers Age of Extinction. It came out in 2014, and you got a new cast here with this one. I got Mark Wahlberg, Nicola Peltz Beckham. I don't know if I fucked that up or not. Jack Reiner, Stanley Tucci, Kelsey Grammer, and again directed by Michael Bay. He's directed every one of them so far. Basically, this movie takes off, after the events of the previous one that happened in Chicago, and you got basically the government's cut off ties with any Transformers, Autobots, or Decepticons, once any of them, so basically the Autobots are hiding out, and Mark Wahlberg plays Cade Yeager. He's like an inventor, and it comes across Optimus Prime, decides to help him, and this one, for me, I thought this was a good fresh start for the franchise. I love the previous three, but as I mentioned in the other reviews, the Sam Witwicky character kind of annoyed me. I wasn't a big fan of it. I think that was my only drawback to the first three. But this one, I think, because it was so fresh, you got Mark Wahlberg thrown in. I think it was T.J. Wilson, I think his name was, that played Lucas. He was kind of like the comic relief. Of course, he got killed off earlier. It kind of sucked, but it still has this good moment, the funny moments thrown in, even without being going over the top. So from the get-go, I love this movie. And of course, when it comes to funny lines, there's this one line in here that I can't remember what it was. I have to go back and I can jot it down, but it was really funny. My memories ain't so good, but there's one line, though, that is probably the best of the whole franchise. Stanley Tucci, his character, when him and a couple other people they're running down this corridor, and all of a sudden they got stopped by those elderly Chinese women. They got stuck behind, and all of a sudden he just yells and goes, "How do you say get the fuck out of the way in Chinese?" And the first time I saw the movie, I damn near pissed myself. That is so freaking hilarious. And to this day, every time I watch it, it just comes off as so natural. It just pops out of his mouth during all this action sequences. So yeah, that moment's probably my favorite of the entire franchise. It's whenever you think of comedy and Transformers, I think of that one line. But as usual, you got the Michael Bay. Likes using those warm tones, long shadows, those low light sequences. Sure that it might get overdone sometimes at times, but I still like it. I've loved every one of these so far. And of course, it's pure eye candy with CG is incredible. Just like ever since day one. Every time it's just how can you top themselves? It looks phenomenal. Now this 4K release comes from Paramount. The 5-movie collection here came out in 2018. The individual actually came out in 2017. And the movie was filmed in a mixture of 35mm and digital. Had a 2K digital intermediate, HDR10, Dolby Vision. And this thing looks phenomenal. Now, in my previous reviews, I mentioned how like number 2 and 3, as good as they were, they didn't reach the bar that the first one set as far as transfers go. It was missed. Those two are missing a little bit. This one actually meets and exceeds the transfer from number 1. This is definitely a reference quality here. The great depth and details. Your clothing textures really pop. All the grit and grime, and explosions and shit flying around. Close-ups. You can see, facial hair, skin pores. The one close-up of Cade, when he's talking to his daughter, his hat, you can see the stitching on the brim, the mesh on the side, and he has some kind of little patch or eye design on the side. That really pops off the screen there. The colors are freaking intense. I mean, the blues and reds of Prime, and you got some other red Autobots and Decepticons, you know, pops off the screen. The greens are really intense. Black and whites that were nice and solid. You got the deep, rich contrasts. I got in a lab at the, I forget the name of the company I work at, where they're actually designing and building Transformers now. But the labs, I mean, is all bright white, and his black suit is just freaking really pops there. And at the beginning of the movie, the opening where they're back in the days of the dinosaur, and they're transforming the earth, and you got this lush green landscape in the valley, and all of a sudden they're, you know, burning everything. Just a fire. The colors are just so vivid there. I just can't say enough about the presentation. They just freaking knocked it out of the park here. I don't have any Blu-rays to compare to, so just check out some screenshots of the 4K. We'll come back and talk about the audio, packaging, and the bonus features. And we'll see you in a couple minutes. Now, so for the audio here, they gave us a Dolby Atmos and Dolby Digital 5.1 and 2.0, same as the previous ones. And I toggled between them. There's really no use of listening to 2.0 stereo. I don't know why someone would. I don't have Dolby Atmos, so it's down mixed to 5.1 in my system, and actually 5.0 since I don't have subwoofer. But another reference quality soundtrack here. The great bass and explosions. Well balanced across the front, great separation with all the speakers, great use of surrounds, nice clear dialogue throughout, and of course the music score again, Steve Jablonsky, you know, he's done the music score on all 5 of them, and he just does a phenomenal job, and that really stands out here, and adds a lot to the movie. So again, another phenomenal audio track. As far as the packaging, again, it's just has a slip cover actually on it, and all the discs are in one case. You know, all 5 movies, 10 disc, in which I'll be putting all in a visual cases and designing the custom covers for them. So definitely keep an eye out on my channel. Once I get the custom covers done, I'll be showing those off. Now for the bonus on number 4, we have Bay on Action, Evolution Within Extinction, Just Another Giant Effin' Movie, A Spark of Design, T.J. Miller, Farm Hippie. Oh, I said at the beginning of the video I mentioned T.J. Wilson or something, so I screwed that name up. I forgot to write it down, but it was T.J. Miller. And trailers. So some decent amount of bonus features here. Wrap it up as a very solid release of Transformers Age of Extinction. Definitely has another reference quality disc here. I definitely highly recommend picking this up. Incredible. Whether you want to buy the individual, which is still about $21, $22, or the set actually just came down, you can get it for $44.99. So that pretty much does it for my take on Transformers Age of Extinction, you know, the 4th in the franchise. And check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on so I got more coming. We'll see you soon. Geek out.